And I also bought rum.
You did. You bought the Kraken.
I bought the Kraken Black rum, which is also, I'm sure, delicious as well. I'm not a big rum drinker.
I'm not either.
So this will be fun for all of us.
Yeah. I don't know which one are you leaning towards.
I'll go for the dark.
Yeah, the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why not? I'll try the Oak Heart. It's a little caramel color, and we'll have some pictures of these on Instagram too after we get done here. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go straight from I'm just going to do it like I'm John Cutter. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
You know.
The flight attendant's ignoring you because you guys have this weird past.
Yeah, some lady's calling you Arsenio Hall the whole time, and
I'm going to, as if I've been on a flight for a while, and I've been given this over some ice. So I'm just going to enjoy this 35% alcohol by volume Tattoo Captain Morgan's rum.
That looks thick too. It
does. It comes out like like caramel.
It's like a Coca-Cola. Yeah, let's see here.
Here we go.
My Oak Heart is a little lighter, golden. Ooh, that made your asshole pucker.
It was a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be.
Oh god. Okay,
it was like a cough syrup.
Yeah, mine's a little. I mean, I don't know how. I'll have to try your here.
Here, let's.
Can we do it during COVID times right now? Why not?
Yeah, well, we're next to each other.
Yeah. Mine's not too bad. Whoa, yours has got some weight to it, man. That's.
It does have some weight to it. It is. It's cough syrupy,
man.
So. Bottoms up on your rum.
Yeah.
If you want to get some rum and listen to this podcast, go for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cutter would drink rum. I don't know what kind of drink because he doesn't. I was going to choose Budweiser because when they go to the carnival, Budweiser's everywhere, as well as a bunch of rebel flags. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I like Budweiser, but I was like, I want to be more adventurous. So I was like, what's on airplane bottles? And then it was like, well, there is a black rum. So I went with that. But then I was thinking, man, why didn't I just go Johnny Walker Black?
Yeah. I see Cutter as drinking something like, I could definitely see him a gin and tonic. Kind of clear.
Yeah. Slide Del Vecchio is vodka shots.
Yeah.
Marty might be... I don't know.
Marty's a martini.
Yeah, Marty's a martini. I think so. I think something nice, sophisticated for her.
She gets off a flight. She's she's in a different place every day.
She takes her shoes off and just like, I just want to relax with this four olive, blue cheese olive stuffed martini. And so that's what we're drinking to go along with this Passenger 57 podcast. Now we're going to get into the nuts and bolts. As I said before, this budget was $15 million. In this bad boy, global box office of $66 million. They had to have been thrilled.
I think with that kind of return, I mean, you're talking about you have someone who they've seen Snipes what he can do in a comedy with White Men Can't Jump.
And in dramas, at this point, he's a lot of them are bit parts, but like Do the Right Thing,
Harlem Nights comedy again too. Yeah, and I mean, but I think they were just kind of hedging their bets a little with the action stuff. They knew his background in action, but it's kind of like Snipes is telling people, "Hey, I got this. I can do this." But we don't want to bank on it. A lot of white guys are action stars at this time. Yeah. You did have Billy Blanks in B movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, you really didn't have...
There wasn't the bankable... No. I mean, Denzel was a star on his own who did action movies, but he wasn't like the Van Damme.
Sure, he didn't have training as far as what these guys did.
And he was in another league in terms of movie star. You're looking for someone who seems viable on screen, and don't get me wrong, Equalizer's incredible. Mm. Oh, what a fun movie. But you want someone who's ripped, youthful, just sexy. I mean, you get Wesley Snipes.
You want someone who fits that 90s action mold.
You look at how athletic he was in White Man Can't Jump.
Right.
How convincing he was, how smooth he was when he wanted to be. I think that's his audition tape. You look at that and you go, this guy's a lead in an action movie. And he's a martial artist. Yeah. He's a legit martial artist. I'm not sure what kind.
It worked. I mean, everything that, as far as him, what he brought to the table, and I wish that we would have seen more fights in this movie. Like,
I do too.
They definitely, and I think that was a thing. Like, they knew what they had, but they didn't know what they had, and they didn't know how much they wanted to put of that on screen and how it would translate with him. And it worked. Like, that cargo scene, which we'll talk about, I mean, unbelievable. Like, the first fight scene is great.
It's a very well done fight scene.
And, I mean, every one of them are.
He has 2 fight scenes in the cargo, and both are very enjoyable. Mm-hmm. This, like I said, $66 million, that is a $51 million profit.
Yeah. That's huge. That's
big money. Released November 6th, 1992, the same year and a month after Under Siege. So think about that. It runs 84 minutes. Directed by Kevin Hooks. Kevin Hooks is a black man, and I only bring that up because I feel like they do touch on race in this.
Oh yeah,
big time. I mean, they're not. I say that like it's subtle. It's not really. No. But there weren't a lot of black directors directing action films, and nonetheless directing big Hollywood films. Period. At this point.
Yeah. If I had just watched this as a 41-year-old man for the first time, I would have thought that a white man directed this because of, and I say that because of kind of the undertones of racism and stuff that we see that has definitely changed, in the past 5 years. And so, but then, when Hooks, knowing that, it's just like, it puts a different spin on it. It's like, oh, this is his portrayal kind of things to, what maybe he knows about. I don't know this as a white man.
Right.
And so, he this is stuff that maybe he's endured or he's heard about and stuff has happened. So it puts that different spin on it to where it's much more enjoyable in the sense that I know that it comes from a black director.
Yeah, it's also interesting to think about. You have a black leading male, a black leading female, and a black director. That's rare. I mean, it's rare now.
Right.
It must be rare in 92.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would think so. Unless you're on a Jordan Peele set, then I mean.
So Hooks has directed some movies I really like.
Yeah.
He directed Strictly Business, which isn't one of my favorites, but it's enjoyable. It's more rom-com. But then he directed Fled.
He did direct Fled.
Do you remember Fled?
Oh yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne, Stephen Crazy Ass Baldwin. they're handcuffed.
Yeah, handcuffed together,
and they're on the run. Then he directed baby?
Oh, here it is.
Black Dog. Oh. Meatloaf. Swayze.
Man.
Truckin'.
God.
About getting so tired that you see a black dog because you're hallucinating. Have you ever been so tired you hallucinate on the road?
Right now, I'm pretty tired. Right now, but I'm putting my all into this. I don't think that... Did you... I mean, after seeing... And let's just touch slightly on Black Dog.
Okay,
because
please.
I think it's a movie that we'll have to do in the future. I think we'll have to do a Swayze month. Almost. Like, it might have to be a Swayze September, something like that.
I like the sound of that.
But Black Dog is one of those movies, Top Gun made everybody want to join the Navy and be a fighter pilot. Black Dog...
Did you want to be a trucker?
I wanted to be a trucker. I have told Megan countless times that if I wasn't married right now, I probably would have gone into trucking.
Wow.
It's just that open road...
I'm amazed you didn't say Over the Top made you want to be a trucker.
Well, I mean, that too, of course, but I mean, we're talking about Black
right.
Dog
No,
right now.
I know.
But, yeah, I mean, that movie, too, is just like, after growing up, there was a part of me that just wanted to do trucker school, and I even practiced how I would tell my parents that I wanted to do trucker school.
How would you?
I was going to sit him down. I had thought about taking him to Johnny Carrabba's in Odessa. For a nice meal.
Well, would they be against it?
At that point, after getting kicked out of college and stuff, I don't think that they would have been. I mean,
feel like your dad would have been right on board.
Oh, yeah, because it was either... At that time, he was telling me, how are you going to pay your loans back now? And it was like, well, you better join the military or get a job. And so that's when I was starting to think, like, I kind of want to go back to this trucker school idea and do that, but then I decided to join the military instead. Yeah.
Well, you got to see the world in many ways.
I did, yeah. But just think about seeing it from the cabin of a 18-wheeler. Man,
you park, you sleep in your truck, you drive for 12 hours, you sleep again. You get to meet other truckers.
Yeah, getting your number called for the shower.
Just sitting at a
pilot. Yeah.
Eating your chicken salad sandwich.
And you know how much I love gas station sandwiches.
You love gas station sandwiches.
Yeah.
My favorite meal at a gas station is usually chicken salad, but I do egg salad too. Yeah. Little triangle sandwiches.
Right. Yeah.
pork rinds in a Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I think chicharrones, pork rinds, coming from a truck stop.
They're better.
It's just better. It's like a McDonald's Coke. I mean,
and if I have it on me, I sprinkle hot sauce on the chicharrones. So that's Black Dog, and I love the idea of a Swayze month. It has to be done.
Yeah.
Swayze deserves it. But so Kevin Hooks, he is really well done. He's a very good action movie director. I think.
Right.
I think this movie, the pace that he sets in it, and maybe that has to do with editing too, but I think based off his other movies, I think it's paced well. The story and the set pieces are great. There's some... I think the script is weak.
It is. It's I don't know, like, what those two screen... you'll have to remind me of the names again.
We'll talk about them in a second.
And we'll take a look. But, yeah, it's... They don't use the people to their potential, especially Tom Sizemore and Wesley Snipes and Charles Rain. I mean, Bruce Payne. They could have made this a huge blockbuster. I think keeping it on the plane would have made it a huge blockbuster. I think it's just critic-wise too. But it feels like it's just stretched out way too long. Like they tried to get too cute with it. And it definitely just fizzled out at the end.
Yeah, it's so tongue-in-cheek that I think it misses something. I think I would have liked to have seen, if I'm directing... Well, the director has less to do with this, but if I'm screenplay, if I'm producer, if I'm suggesting rewrites, I want to see Wesley Snipes. And maybe this is just... maybe because I'm such a fan of Die Hard, I'm such a fan of Predator, I like to see the heroes suffer.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes... I mean, he gets his ass, he fights, and I like that. I like that he gets cut, he gets punched, he gets all these things.
Right.
But I never see him in, like, he never seems like he's going to lose, and I don't think that's necessary in, like, even Schwarzenegger in Predator. He gets his ass kicked all the time.
Well, I mean, you look at any Mick Tiernan film like that, and that is like a staple, like the hero has a fall kind of thing. But I think also in these, especially, I mean, also look at it from the point of view that maybe Hooks, like this is a first time bigger motion picture with a black leading action actor. Maybe you don't want him to get his ass kicked that much. Maybe you want him to show him like this. Yeah, he can do anything possibly.
And I feel like that what Wesley Snipes is given is a pretty one dimensional character, pretty one sided of like, I'm cool, I got this, everything's fine. I think I read one review that was like, it's Shaft meets James Bond, which is fair. And I just would have liked to have seen him at one point be on the edge of failure completely. I never get to see it, and that's fine. I think that I only say that to say that Wesley Snipes pulls this off with very little. Right. He comes across as a true action star with a script that has like seemed to be based around 6 one-liners.
Yeah, and I think the thing too that brings me back to what you're saying is that if he doesn't suffer, like we don't even see Marty die, we don't see Sly die, which I think could have been a good turn. Like, you know, Charles Rain kills Sly, like somebody who's close to him, somebody, or maybe not Marty because you got to have the love interest, but I mean, Sly is set up to be a perfect, you know, kind of somebody who dies in this.
Who could have easily died. Yeah. And I would have liked to have seen, I don't know, in the movie there's a flashback. We'll talk more about it. We'll talk, because I want to talk about his wife's death scene. So the screenplay is by numerous people, but the original story was about a man named Stuart Raphael. Don't know how to pronounce his name. Yeah. Whatever.
Sorry about that.
Yep. He has written some impressive movies. One that I think sticks out. He wrote Mac and Me.
Oh, yeah. Loved Mac and Me. Paul Rudd's favorite movie, yeah.
It's pretty awful.
It is awful now, but I mean, as a kid I rented that so many times.
You wanted the Kmart ET?
Yeah. A little thing, I was a very big romantic as a child back then, and any movie, which was a lot of those kind of early 90s, late 80s, you know, teen kid movies, you know, they were the young boy was in love with another student, you know, a girl student. And I always felt that. Like, because I always had the biggest crushes on these girls when I was in elementary, in junior high and such. And I always wanted to be in those situations where I could shine. or I could produce an alien, a fat little bald alien, and then this